Education offers an opportunity for people to realize their fundamental human rights. In Kenya, the basic education curriculum seeks to promote ethical values, equity, diversity, equality of opportunities, and excellence for all the children. This is in line with the Education Basic Act 2013. At age 17, she now has to think of the baby as a new mother. Meet Alvin Asiche from Makina with a new role that has been added going forward. Having been raised by a stepmom in Kibera, Alvin Asiche sat for her Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education Examinations KCSE in 2021. Her life took a new twist when she found herself in a relationship.
I was able to meet that guy just after the schools had closed and then Corona came. I was idle, I read, there was no television in our home. After reading, I got bored, so I had to go and walk. That's where we met.
As the pupils and students spent longer school breaks than expected during the COVID-19 break, some fell into a trap. Data findings from Violence Against Children Survey Report 2019 estimates that over 1 billion children globally experience physical, sexual, or emotional violence annually. The report also brings to light the number of females who experience pressured or physical, forced sex in childhood. This is between 3 out of 10 girls aged between 16 and 17 years old. On the other hand, in Kichinjio village, we also meet Teresa Achungo. She has a new role too, a young mom at age 16.
Mimi nilikuwa bado shule. Nilikuwa nasoma St. Mary's Form 3. During time ya Corona, kuna vitu zilifanyika. Nikaenda nikapata ball. Nikajifungua, lakini bado niko na obstacle kurudi shule. Nikaona sikuwa na nyesha 3 months. Ndo best yangu akani-advise niende nipime. Ndo nikaenda nikanunua hiyo nini kwa chemistry, nikapima, nikapata niko nayo.
Sex education involving teenagers and parents is not an easy topic of discussion.
For me, about sexual guidance, I have never had with my parents at all. Even with a minute, no. They have never spoke to me about me anything. They have just been telling me it's not the right time to fall in love, but just to sit down and have that topic, it has never been.
Same sentiments that Achungo also shares with us.
Mimi naishi na babangu na mamangu, but sikuangi free nao ile kwa kupiga tu mastori kuhusu hizo sex. Wakini ile tu yenye venye mtu anaezaongea na mamake kuhusu kitu. Sikuangi free nao.
Kenya's re-entry policy allows teen mothers an option to resume school after delivering. The policy was introduced in Kenya in 1994 to enable teenage mothers to resume their studies after delivery. Osola Bernard is the principal at Mashimoni's quarters in Kibera. The school has a population of over 600 high school students. COVID-19 holiday break in 2020 also took a toll for his school as about 20 girls got pregnant.
When the schools resume, a good number of girls did not turn up for classes. From the information that we have from the parents when we called, majority of them got married. Some of them gave birth.
And yes, as a school, they have a return to school policy.
But as a policy of the school, we allow all the girls to come to school. Whether pregnant or young mothers, we give them a chance. That's not the end of their dreams. We give them time to achieve their dreams. Currently, we have around 10 girls. 2 of them are still pregnant. They're expecting. And around 8 have given birth. We always give them time, maybe at break time or lunch time, to go and dictate their babies. So we are urging all the parents with such like girls to allow them to come to school so that we may help them and the society at large. We encourage the society to encourage the girls, those who gave birth during the COVID-19, to allow them, encourage them, tell them to come to school so that they may achieve their dreams.
Wendy Aura is the director for Young Women Leaders Connect, a youth-led organization focusing on issues about young people. She runs a program known as She Rise Club.
So we've identified girls, especially in slum areas, in Kibera and Madare, and we now want to link them to individual mentors, and also if right now they're in primary schools, we hope to work with them through the journey of the education to the highest level they can go. So that is the current plan within the She Rise program. But apart from that, we also have campaigns against teen pregnancy, against GBV, because all those, one way or another, they relate to education.
Wendy shares some of the factors that contribute to young girls getting into early parenthood status.
Situation in the slum areas, most of them live below or at poverty level. So you find that most families, they're not able to get the basic needs for their girls. So you find most of them go beyond. Now some of them they find themselves in situations where they are compromised. They find that basic need through other means, and through that you find the people, and now because we're talking about girls, now the men who provide that support, they compromise, and sometimes they now find themselves in sex, indulging in sex with them. And because now most of them at that age, they may not know much about body autonomy, being able to say no in the right way, and also having the right knowledge about contraceptives. So they find themselves messing up. So that is one thing that has led to the rising numbers of teenage pregnancy in the slums.
The COVID-19 long holiday break also escalated the teenage mothers' numbers in Kenya, as Wendy explains.
It was almost 9 months holiday. So during that time, they're not within us. With the school timetable, most of the time they're in school. But now during this period, they're at home. Most of them are idle. Most of them, they don't know what to do with themselves. So this long holiday, it just exposed them to now getting risk of getting pregnant, and also the fact that during that time they're full-time at home. So meaning the parents have to work harder, or maybe their budget increased because now they have to cater for their lunch, which would have been catered by school. They have to cater for their breakfast. So for parents who are not able to maybe achieve these basic needs during that time, the girls, they find themselves now looking for alternatives.
Why are teen mothers not able to go back to school, and how widespread is this? With the statistics, Wendy explains.
Generally in the slum areas, 1 out of every 5 girls, every 5 teenage girls between the age of 15 and 19, you find that 1 out of every 5 is pregnant. So that tells us that it is a crisis in itself. It is something we cannot underlook. It is something we need to talk about more, because at that age, I don't think it is the right age for getting more mothers. I mean, motherhood is not a sin in itself, but it is not the right time for girls at that age to focus on something else other than the education.
Any lessons we can learn as a country should we find ourselves in another pandemic like COVID-19?
It caught us off guard, but now I think we've learned about next time more engagement with our daughters and sons, so that they don't feel idle, they don't feel more vulnerable. And also lessons about that teenage pregnancy. I think now the schools, also at school level, they now need to put measures to ensure that now the right knowledge, the girls and boys get the right knowledge. As a solution, we can also look at alternatives of maybe caretakers or daycares in schools, because as much as we are forcing girls to go back to school, what about their kids, and what about their life as a mother? It is whole new life. It is not the same anymore. So I think as a solution, maybe the government also may consider, and I think some NGOs, they've tried setting up the caretakers, the day cares. Yeah, so maybe it's a challenge to also, as a ministry, they can also see how to include that within the educational programs. Yes.
And the two girls both have key messages to deliver out there.
Napenda kuambia mademu wako huko nje sahii, kama wako na chance ya kusoma au wasome, wasitake kwa madha saa hizi, ni mapema. Juu mtoi anahitaji vitu nyingi sana. Anahitaji pampers, nguo, chakula, pali pa kulala. Yani anataka tu vitu nyingi. Na kama young mother, hawezi provide hizo vitu zote juu bado hujajua life. Sasa ni poa tu mademu wako huko nje, kama kuna chance ya kusoma wasome. Ikifika the right time, ndo anaweza zaa.
As for me, getting pregnant at a younger age does not hinder me from continuing with my higher education, that is college. I promise to go and study hard for my future ahead and my kids.
If you need help as a young teen mom, seek support on this toll-free number, 116, a national campaign to end violence against children. Reporting for Habari Kibera from Nairobi, Kenya, my name is Thomas Bwire.